What do we have here? This is the chapel where we all gather for Mass and liturgy. It's the oldest part of the convent. And the most drafty. Hello again, Sister Gertrude. The sisters have done some minor retouches over the years, but it has represented the Abbey from its earliest days. Oh, there's the tower and the library. The cloister is still being constructed here. Yes, the tower was a Bergfried long before the structure became a monastery. Bergfried, a freestanding defensive tower not built for permanent habitation. The duchy gifted it to the Benedictine order after the Holy Roman Empire grew. They had no use for it as a keep. These walls have protected Tassing from attacks of spirits and steel for generation. There's Latin here too. God called Lady Sabina to lead our sisters and brothers in 1261. Lord Kirsau's castle was destroyed by fire in the year of the death of Emperor Frederick II. Only the tower remained. Well done, Magdalena. Yes, the first lists the Abbey's founding date. The Lady Kirsau was actually the one to suggest the old castle be turned into a double monastery. We addressed the second. We added the second shortly after the revolt. Mother Illuminata thought it would be fitting, even if the sisters were not here. Some record of what occurred would remain. Kirsau is unique, a double monastery with 2 saints, 1 male and 1 female, to guard the town and abbey. So the foundation of the abbey was even older than the Holy Roman Empire. It seems that a monastery would reuse a place meant for war and force. Oh, it seems odd that a monastery would reuse a place meant for war and force. Fascinating to think that even before the Duke gifted it to the church, the fortification was founded by Saint Moritz. So the foundation of the abbey was even older than the Holy Roman Empire? Many things have been built and torn down on this land over generations. Who knows what else used to be here? You were right, sister. This mural will be a great reference for the Rathaus. Then I'm glad to have helped. God bless you, Magdalena. Well, thank you very much. We can still talk to you again. Is it just... God bless you, Magdalena. God bless you, Sister Gertrude. How are you faring? The sisters and I have been praying since Father Thomas informed us of your father's attack. You were incredibly courageous to run to Dr. Stolz so quickly, especially when the attacker could still have been about. I had to do something, even if whoever attacked Dad was still there. I had to do something. I didn't even think of that. I acted on instinct. I only knew Dad needed help as soon as possible. Honestly, sister, I was terrified. I only thought of Dr. Stolz because there was so much blood. It's thanks to you, really. Without reading Hildegard's Physica, I wouldn't have realized he was so badly hurt. Hildegard's Physica? Medical treatise by Hildegard of Bingen, saint and doctor of the church. It presents 9 categories of healing. Plants, elements, trees, stones, fish, birds, animals, reptiles, and metals. I'll go with this one. Well, I'm glad she came in useful, although I wish it were not in such dire circumstances. I lit an extra votive candle in Saint Satya's shrine for each of you this morning. A votive candle? Small candles lit during prayer in church, symbolizing a specific offering or request on the behalf of the prayer giver. Thank you, Sister Gertrude. Dad's spirits have been up, but I know he doesn't have much time. Dad says that the pain has gone down, but Dr. Stolz is worried about a brain hemorrhage. He hasn't been able to get up or walk around without my help. Sister Gertrude, I don't know what to do. I'll go with the last one. Oh, Magdalena. I wish I had better words to share with you, child. All we can do is follow Dr. Stolz's expertise and trust in the Lord. I'll see if I have any psyllium left in the convent. If you blend it with broth or warm wine, it will heat his brain and prevent infection. Thank you, sister. I'm grateful for all the help everyone in Tassing has provided. I pray you're right. I'm trying to keep busy with the mural, but sometimes I just want to cry. It's just not fair. Why would God let this happen? I feel so helpless all the time. What do we go for? I'll go with the first one here. The church is body of Christ, Magdalena. We are all one community and want to help Klaus before his time. God will turn this for good, no matter what things look like now. God sees beyond time. He sees beyond time itself, but we are constricted by the present. I have been around long enough to see fruits, even when I thought the devil had burned the fields. Keep faith, Magdalena. Thank you, sister. Your words warm my heart. I'll do my best. I just wish this never happened at all. I'll do my best. God bless you, sister. God bless you, Magdalena. Okay, so we might get some additional medicine. So that's at least good. What do we have here? Loquarium. Now, what do we have going on over here? Nothing here. Here's the Loquarium. Most of the Abbey's visitors come in here, but aren't allowed to enter. We aren't allowed to go into the outside world either. Like Mother Franziska said, isolation is a part of our vows. Sister Gertrude once told me the old Benedictine sisters used to go out into town sometimes, and even talk to men on occasion. And I'm stuck here staring at these walls for the rest of my life. Are you unhappy here, sister? Susanne? You didn't always want to be a poor Clare sister? Do you regret your choice to become a sister? It doesn't seem like Sister Susanne thinks much of her life here. I can't blame her. Even so, she doesn't seem to have the passion that Sister Gertrude and the others have. If she hates her life here so much, maybe I should encourage her to leave the order. She must have chosen to stay here for some reason. Maybe I should encourage her in her vocation. No, if she hates her life here so much, maybe I should encourage her to leave the order. Better to leave while she has a future ahead of her. After all, there are plenty of young men in Bavaria who would make good husbands. Still, there may be some reason she chose to stay. I don't want to overstep my bounds. Are you unhappy here, Sister Susanne? I don't know. My father promised me to the church as a baby, some oath he swore when my mother struggled in her pregnancy. So there I was, dropped into the poor Clares the summer I turned 17. And they took you in just like that? Nobody asked what you wanted? Why should they? The poor Clares relies on the offerings of others, even their children, to subsist. My family is devoted to the church. I've only been in the convent for 2 years, but I'm trying my best. I don't mind the prayers or the hours, and I'm sure of my devotion to the Lord, but this isn't what I wanted. But since when did a woman ever get what she wanted without being punished? Eve couldn't even manage it. I mean, you could help me out in the print shop, if you want to, I suppose. We can only do the best we can. I pray that one day it'll be different. I understand. I have more autonomy to go where I want, but I'm still bound by the expectations of marriage and homemaking. It's not so bad, is it? I'll go with this one because, yeah, still bound to those expectations, but not like necessarily seeing that in a positive light seems appropriate. I remember the days of running around town. I wish I could have gotten married. I wanted to be a mother. Sometimes I get jealous of Sister Gertrude and even Sister Margarete. At least they get to see something of the world, of the outside world before they were 20. Hey, you're protected here from the plague and the Protestant rebels. It's a good life. Why don't you leave? I think you're lucky you don't have to deal with boys. If you could do anything else, what would it be? Don't forget Matilda and Voislav. They used to be part of Kirsau too. If you could do anything else, what would it be? I would have liked to go to one of the big cities, at least once. I would have been happy just to be a shopkeeper's wife. Thanks for listening, Magdalena. Anyway, let me show you the rest of the cloister. Lead on. Well, you've seen the entire convent. There's not much here. What do you think of it? I understand the appeal of such a small life. It offers its own freedoms from the world. Even if I'm not drawn to it, I can see why people choose the holy life, but it's not for me, not without art. To be honest, it seems like a life of drudgery. Come on, we have to get you out of this. Yes, certain parts of our life here can be frustrating. It's been so long since I've spoken to anyone from outside the convent. I'm reminded of the life I once had. Now you have me thinking about whether or not I should remain with the sisters. I think you should go. Ah! Your family just left you here. You don't owe the sisters anything. I didn't get enough. I do though. The sisters have taken care of me. They love me and I love them. Even if this life wasn't my choice, they accepted me. Who knows, maybe it will get better in time. Maybe I'll try to help any way I can, even if it's just sneaking around the convent wall to say hello. Really? That would be wonderful, so long as no one found out. Anyway, we should return to Mother Francisca before she suspects something. I learned a lot today. Thank you for showing me around the convent. I didn't learn as much as I had hoped for the mural, but I'm glad I got to meet you. That's also nice. No, thank you, Magdalena. Today has been more interesting than any I can remember in the Abbey. It's not too late to get out of here. We can be roommates. Okay, let's get out of here. I think I forgot to read the last speech bubble. I'm sorry about that. Feel free to pause it and read it. Well, Magdalena, what is your assessment of the poor Clares? Is the good Lord calling you to a life with us as a sister? I am compelled by the devoted life the sisters lead, Mother Francisca, but I'm afraid I must tend to my father first. I think I prefer my books and printing, and in any case I need to finish the mural. Then I might take over for my father. Well, I hadn't thought about my holy duty of providing children to a husband, and I just can't give that up so soon. I'll go with the second one here. I see. Be careful that this mural does not become an idol for you, Magdalena. Just as Eve had a weaker will than Adam, you are liable to stumble on the fruit of temptation as well. Our community is quite modest compared to the splendor of an old Benedictine house operating under the rule of a powerful abbot. I see why fewer women are drawn to be ordered these days. Thank you for allowing me inside. You are most welcome, Magdalena. God bless you. Okay. Now I guess it's time to sneak into the other side. Magdalena, how did your little expedition go? I learned a lot from seeing the Abbey. I have a good idea of what I'll depict in the mural now. Well, I learned about the poor Clares, but not as much about the history of the Abbey as I wanted. I'm frustrated that there's so little left of the old Abbey and saints. I'll go with the first one here. But sister, there's something I don't understand. The Abbey was so prosperous. Why didn't the monks rebuild it after the fire? What a task that would be. The chapel was beautiful. The stained glass always caught my eye in the mornings. There was a great deal of anger and sadness in Tassing that night. The abbot felt the brothers and sisters were no longer welcome in Tassing and moved on. In truth, the abbey's dissolution was inevitable. Hirsau was running out of money and patrons. The riot and fire were simply a particularly awful and painful way to end the monastery. Did anything survive the fire? Some of the buildings are intact, but all are terribly overgrown. I haven't dared forage in the rubble. I doubt you'd find anything of help for your mural inside other than charred wood and parchment. That's a shame. It still might be worth taking a look if I'm careful. The twins have explored all sorts of dangerous places. I'm sure the Abbey isn't so bad. I'll go with the second one here. I worry after you sometimes, Magdalena. I really do. Thank you for all your help, Sister Gertrude. You are most welcome, Magdalena. God bless you. Okay. Didn't take as long as I suspected it would. Now I guess it's time to walk over to the... that was... I don't know. I did learn more about the founding of Hirsau. And that illustration from the manuscript, the Mithraeum, it was like the one in the mine. Is it part of the history of the Abbey? Of Tassing? It must be written down somewhere. If only the library hadn't burned down with everything in it. The ruins are right there. Maybe not everything was destroyed. Okay. Let's take a look in the shrine. Anything of note in here? First, it's just the hand. We looked at that before. So let's leave. And I suppose... Okay, just the church as an entryway. Let's go there now. Let's see what awaits us inside. Oh, it's not looking too good in here. My god, this is amazing. I wonder what it must have looked like before the fire. Everything collapsed in the fire. I'll have to be careful climbing over this rubble to get past. Okay. There we go. I think we're not gonna get into the crypt. That would have been a good way to get into the library. Oh shit. Okay, we managed. We managed. There we go, let's climb down. Though, to be fair, I think the books that would have survived were probably at the time outside of the library. So I don't know how helpful the library would be anyways. Oh no, I can't get back up there. If I climb, it might collapse further. Well, we'll have to find another way out. I'll have to find another way out, yeah. We can go up to the tower. And that is the only way we can go. So, let's do that. What do we have here? Vines. Let's climb then. There's nothing left of the old staircase. I guess I can't go this way. These vines go all the way to the top, though. They look sturdy enough to hold my weight. Well, there's no other way. Well, I mean, those vines are oftentimes pretty hard to remove. So climbing them is probably relatively safe. Let's go up. This is quite high, actually. There we go, there we are. A nice view. I can see all of Tassing from here. I wonder if I can piece together the foundations of the Abbey and find a way to get to the library. Let's see. I bet I could get down this way. The roof looks pretty stable. Okay. Now let's see. Let's try not to fall through and break our necks or anything like that. That would be a crying shame. So careful, slow and steady, and all of that stuff. Okay. Honestly, the vines are a real blessing here. Ah, I recognize this place. Looks very overgrown. Let's see how far we can traverse, what rooms are open to us. I think the library, since it was stated here, is the main goal, so if we can go to other places first, I will. And then we enter the library. Okay. No entry here. Oh, God. I remember when the library burned down. Dad told me I was just a baby, but I remember the flames coming out of the windows. So many people were screaming and running around. I cried myself to sleep that night. I haven't seen this place since then. It doesn't look like there's anything left inside. I suppose it was too much to hope for. Well, Magdalena, how are you going to get out of here? Well, we'll see. There's the cemetery. There's flowers here. These roses seem to have made the Abbey their home. I'm glad something beautiful is still growing here. Okay, yeah, the library seems to be out of reach. This is really thoroughly burnt down. Let's go down to the cemetery. There's more flowers over there. Even more here. Rabbit. Hello, Rabbit. How are you doing? Okay, let's take a look at these flowers as well. These roses seem to have made the Abbey their home. Okay, it's the same text. Ooh, we can go into the cloister. Well, that's helpful. That's a whole new corridor. Yeah, this place is really collapsed. This place is a mess. How sad. There's the chapter house and there's the door outside. I'll go to the chapter house first. Don't really want to leave yet. Someone has defaced the murals? Oh, an old... Right? That wasn't originally there. Oh, an old mural. It's worn, but I can still see some of the figures. A dance of death? What? What? These figures look new. The paint can't be more than a few years old. Someone has been adding to this. This feels wrong. Who would add new figures to the Dance of Death, and why? These look like people from the town, from here. People who died. That must be the Baron, and that's Otto. Wait, is that... Huh? Huh? Someone's here. Hello? Who are you? Okay, let's see. Anything else over here of note? Doesn't seem like it. Who was here? Is there still someone? The door. Whoever was watching me must have opened it. Huh. I don't like this. I think I've seen everything left of the Abbey. I want to get out of here. Let's get out of here through this way. Who was that? When did it start snowing? I should get back to the Rathaus and get to work. Okay. Huh. But who's in here now? Okay, let's quickly go to the Rathaus and start working. Do what we are supposed to, in a way. There's the mill. We could quickly visit the aqueduct. Learn a bit more about that, maybe. If we still can. Can we? There's the meadow. Is the path to the aqueduct blocked now? Can we not reach it anymore? Doesn't look like we can reach it. There's Karl, there's Martha, and there's Ursula. And there's Fabian. Ursula? God bless you, Magdalena. Need something? Maybe. I'm looking into the history of Tassing. I think some families have remembered more than others. Can you recall anything? No, I don't think those stories would be much use to you anyway. It's all folktales and pagan nonsense. No place for those things in a good Christian household. Oh, all right. Is that really what you think? It doesn't matter. It's too late now to do anything about it, right? I'll leave it alone. Well, thanks anyway. I'll see you later. Until then. Fabian? Good afternoon, Magdalena. We just talked, Martha. Do you have anything more to say? Hey, did I just call her Magda or Martha? Those are so similar. Good day, Mistress Druckerin. Oh, little kitten. Hello there. Alright, let's go back here. And I guess we're gonna go to the Rathaus. So, central town. And across here. We could ask about the burnt down part. No, we cannot. You know, since he is one of the people we suspect of having been in there, maybe? I mean, I don't think he's the one who added to the mural. Otherwise, I don't think they would have kept it a mystery. Let's see. We don't see the mural yet. But let's continue working. Time passes. There we go. Good evening, Magdalena. Good evening, Dr. Stolz. I see you're progressing on the town mural. You've made rapid progress. I'm trying to finish it in time for Dad. You understand? It's taken longer than I've wanted. I have to get all my other chores done too. Still think that I shouldn't be painting the mural, Dr. Stolz? Well, I've rigged the scaffolding sheets so that enough air can flow through. That way the layers dry quickly. I see, that's quite clever. Now then, the council has asked to hear about your progress. I've been researching the early Christian history of Tassing after the Romans left. Learning how people settled in the ruins, how the Abbey was founded, and why our saints are so important to us. It was a lot to take in, but I've settled on my subject. And what have you chosen, if I may ask? I'll paint Saint Moritz, Saint Satya, and Our Lady of the Labyrinth receiving the Christian settlers. I want to show history how it happened. I'll paint Lady Kirsau founding the Abbey from the old Bergfried. I'll paint the Bavarians settling among the Roman ruins, starting the Christian history of Tassing. I think I'm gonna go with either of those two, like the latter two, but which one? I like the Lady Kirsau founding the Abbey story, but I also like the Bavarian settlers. Let's go with Lady Kirsau. I didn't mean to click that. Lady Kirsau. That might rub some people in town the wrong way. The saints are a core part of Tassing's history, after all. I would be careful in how you choose to paint such a piece. Our Lord is a staunch Catholic. One could interpret the absence of the saints as, well, Lutheran. It's Lutheran to portray the founding of a Benedictine abbey? That doesn't make any sense. I'm simply presenting a possible interpretation. It may reflect poorly on Tassing. Remember, these murals are for all of us. I remember. Very well. After this section, there's still so much work to do. I haven't even figured out how I'm going to portray the revolt. Yes. I imagine it poses difficulties that the other murals do not. It's a strange thing to tell a story that still lives in the hearts of so many people here. I don't think anyone wants to talk about it. They've all just locked it away. It sounds like you have your work cut out for you. I'll leave you to it then. Oh, Dr. Stolz. Yes? Have you ever seen someone lurking around the Abbey? Or heard about it? I haven't been up to the Abbey in years. No, I haven't heard of anything like that. Why? I've seen someone following me a few times. I'm sorry to hear that. Didn't you run into that odious woodsman, Haller Brandt, not long ago? I did. It wasn't a pleasant experience. Yes, but I don't think it's the same person. I'll go with the first one first. I did. It wasn't a pleasant experience. Well, if you have concerns, you should ask one of the boys to escort you when you're out. There's no need to risk your safety. You're right. Good night, Dr. Stolz. Good night, Magdalena. Okay. Is this a longer time jump again? No?